Okay, I realized that during my first progress video, which will be uploaded later, I think I'm about halfway through it, that I have not actually given a good start to this series. So I just got my account back after the lockdown. I thought that the best way to start would be to just go through my bank, and it's a little bit messy, and some of that is on account of it being jumbled up after the lockout, and a lot of it is on account of me not wanting to clean it up. So yeah, here's the first tab. This says runes and porters and some other forms of teleports. It's really quite messy. I won't dwell on too much in here. I have quite a few blood and death runes, and I'm kind of low on some other runes. Some of those are hidden in rune pouches, but yeah, this tab is pretty uninteresting, I would say. We will go on to the next tab here, which is, I guess, like, resources? I haven't really designated, like, specific criteria for these, but I have my stone spirits and gems and dragon hides, logs and herbs with their unfinished potion variants, and my uncooked fish and battle staff stuff over here. I think most notably is this just over 3 million broad arrows that I have. Yeah, I have some construction supplies in here as well, about 30,000 mahogany planks and 30,000 teak. We'll go onto my potion tab now, which is a little bit more organized at the top, and it starts to get a little unorganized at the bottom here. There's not a whole lot of interesting stuff in here. A lot of these potions are in pretty bulk quantity, following 200 mil prayer at fires. So stuff like limpwort roots and wands of Zami, I have a ton of. This is like just shy of 50,000 super stores, and I've got 72,000 red spider eggs as well. I have like quite a few sets to make overloads. I just have not gotten around to making them. And I'm going to start making elder salves, even though they are sort of reduced herblore XP for these supplies used. I think that they are in a lot of ways worth the reduction in herblore XP. Down at the bottom here, I just have like my outfit and some random seeds that I didn't know where to put. Yeah, don't really want to talk about these vitality potions. It's going to make some PVMers a little unhappy. I am definitely not super PVM focused, but yeah, this is just like a general overview of some of the supplies that I have in bulk. Go to tab 4, which is a very cluttered Pvm tab. Though I have an item hidden in here that I don't want to show until we get to the progress video 1, because I don't really want to spoil it. But I have full trim masterwork. I do not have full elite tech, but I have rake tech and then elite tech mask. I made this before the update hit, where you have to use Virtus. Yeah, my gear is like pretty scattered. I'm pretty much decked out for melee gear. Like I have spear, scythe. I only have main hand Kopesh, and part of that is not wanting to grind out the offhand variant from Shifting Tombs, which isn't to say that I have not put in the effort. I think I've done like 600 Shifting Tombs for crafting and agility XP mostly, but I have had no luck so far. I have a pterosaur maul in here, which I can quick chat my dinosaur. Uh, 743. I think I got this like 350 total dinosaur hunts, so not trying to flex, but I was a little spoon fed in that regard. Yeah, and then I just have some like other random junk in here that probably should be moved somewhere else, but I just have not put in the effort to tidying it up. This is my bronze dagger set. This is for my bladed dive that can be unequipped for like caches and herby werby and stuff like that. This next tab is, again, it's a little cluttered at the bottom, but it starts out off okay. I've got a lot of arc resources and like glass stuff up in this top left. I don't really have plans on making molten glass, but I just sort of get it. So yeah, I've got 74,000 wobbegongs and 97,000 bamboo. Yeah, I've done a lot of fishing and woodcutting on the arc. And then I have all my skilling outfits, and for the ones that I want the urns for, so like I don't use farming urns, for example, or mining urns, so I have not included those, but I have all of the urns for these skills that I want urns for. The important thing here is I have kept some as decorated urns without their rune attached, and that's for my Jack of Trades runs. I use about 5 of these to get the skills. Not a whole lot to talk about here. I have some brawlers and like some ranch at a time progress, but I haven't done a whole lot of ranch at a time. I mean, my dinosaur kills are quite low. Yeah, I just started collecting sandstone and realized how terrible that is, but I do want to get the some of the skilling offhands. I'll have to take a better look at which ones are actually worth it, but both of the ones that I was looking at require the blessed sand. This is my clue tab. It is very, very sad. I really don't like clues. I got a shadow die at like 150 hard clues, and that has not changed my liking for clues, or rather disliking for clues. I think the gilded was from like a penguin. No, it couldn't have been a penguin casket. It must have been like a oyster or something like that. But yeah, I'm not a clue person. I mean, as we see, if we go back up to this tab here, I have like a ton of clues that I have not bothered. I just convert all of my elites and hards into easy clues whenever I remember to do that. And that's just so that I can get the fortunate components as quick as possible. This is summoning tab. It is quite messy as well. I do apologize. I've tried to keep the talismans beside their respective familiars. I was very low on Crimson and Blue Charms. In the first progress video, you'll see how I have been collecting a lot of these Crimson Charms. But yeah, not a lot going on here. I got the full outfit, and yeah. The jug of water here, this is something that I will probably end up making a video on, at least a short one. For blue charms, if you don't have talismans, I feel that jug of water is worth using. It's slightly more XP than Yaks, and it uses up your blue charms. So yeah, it's pretty good, and you can buy these in packs. You can get about 3,000 a day. And so they're like very, very quick to obtain, and they're pretty decent XP. Okay, so this is like my general PVM tab. Again, they always, all of these tabs start off like clean at the top, and then they just like devolve into something at the bottom. It's like every couple of months I decide to actually clean up the bank. So stuff to talk about here. Oh, I'm gonna have to hide some things. So 15 Vecna skulls, that's very, very fun. I started my Ascension grind. I have the offhand crossbow, but I don't have the main hand. Currently, I don't have Ascension Signet 1 or Ascension Signet 5. I have about 50,000 Ascension creatures or so. I got a bunch of Dragon Spears. This is from Fires, and some Dragon Meds. I think those are also from Fires. Might notice that my bone collection is kind of low, and that's because I'm 200 mil prayer, so I've been like just drop trading those over to my main account to fund bonds. Yeah, I think I have about 700 mil or so in Alks and all of the rune and dragon and bolts and stuff. Obviously, I'm not going to Alk the Ascendry bolts, but yeah. I have a little bit of barrows, but I think you don't need as much barrows for the achievement diary anymore. I think that they changed that. But yeah, I only had to do 150 to get a full Darox set, so again, pretty spoon-fed on this account. Yeah, I have had 2 reprisals so far with my Telos, which I am not super thrilled about. Oh, I think my familiar just died. It got me out of the bank here. But yeah, I've done like 10 reaction kills or something like that, so this is my first orthalcum salvage. Okay, and then this last tab is like literally just junk. It's got like Acto in it, Protean logs, like magic pyro logs. It's just like a lot of leftover stuff that either can't be put into the house, the like costume rooms or whatever, or like is worth not a whole lot of money, so it's not worth drop trading over, but is kind of neat to collect. Don't really have issues with bank space when I have gold premier, but if I ever were to lose gold premier, then I would start having issues with bank space. But yeah, this is the bank. The current value of it is 14.3 with untradeable, like including untradeable, and 9.3 not including untradeable. So it's kind of low for the amount of like time I have on this account, and part of that's on account that I don't PVM. Part of it is on account that I've just spent like literally thousands of hours on the Ark gathering stuff that is worth 0 GP to the account. I will go over some of my quests and achievement things just so we can get an overview of that. God, I don't even know how to navigate this anymore. Okay, I think we should go to like completionist stuff. Probably don't have quest cape, don't have master quest cape, don't have comp cape, and don't have trend comp cape, obviously. Yeah, I probably should unlock quest cape. I just like there's so many quests in here that probably like 15 quests in here that I just either have not gotten around to doing or just like despise. Yeah, I think Chef's Assistant must have been updated because I am certain that I have done that. In terms of completionist cape, I have like very little progress on here. Neither quest cape nor completionist cape are like big considerations or goals of mine. Perhaps after 5.6 they will become goals. I'm not entirely sure. I still think that I value, in terms of like order, probably XP and then PVM stuff, like completing some logs and actually doing some PVM. And then probably after that, like in the downtime there, doing completionist cape sort of things. But yeah, definitely not a big consideration there. Okay, I will just quickly go over my stats. It's probably best to do it in the summary here. Okay, so in terms of combats, anything that has this little star beside it means that it's at 200 mil. So that's attack strength, prayer, HP, Slayer, and Invention. I have quite a few skills at 120, and like some are getting kind of close to 200 mil. Like farming is 173, and fishing is 175, and then some that are like just past 120, or like in the 120 mils instead of just like level 120. So that's like hunter and mining are there, and woodcutting's at like 135 and stuff. In terms of like long-term goals, obviously 5.6 is the big one. I don't really know if I like care too much about getting 120 in all skills as a like big driver. I think that I'm at the point in my account where I want to do skills that I enjoy doing and then just not do skills that I don't enjoy doing, and I just put them off. So yeah, my lowest skill right now is runecrafting at 23 mil. That isn't to say that I don't like runecrafting, it's just I don't have the pure essence, and I don't really like soul runecrafting actually. I'm quite fond of blood runecrafting, but just like that 2.5 minutes of downtime is like not enough to AFK really, and it's not active enough that I want to like be engaged in play. So I'll have to decide how I go about that, because blood runecrafting is significantly more essence to get 200 mil in that skill. I think if I used most of my bank skills, like I definitely have 120 fletching in my bank. I think I have about like 30-40 mil crafting in my bank too. Some of it's like, I guess, pseudo hidden in making jewelry or like tanning leathers and stuff like that, but I have a bit of crafting in there. Cooking XP, This is gonna be like probably one of the last 200 mils I get, just on account that the ARC contracts are so good, and I don't really want to like rush this skill out doing like churning cream cheese or whatever the method is. I think in my bank I've got about 20 mil cooking XP, not including Wobbegongs, and then Wobbegongs on contract is like another, God, I think it's like 40 mil XP. It's pretty insane, but getting through 100,000 of those is gonna take, like, obviously that's not gonna happen before I hit 5.6 at the rate that I've been going. Yeah, so I think that probably wraps this up. I'm sorry that I sped through this so quickly. If you have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. I'm not great at doing these live commentaries. Almost all of my other previous content, and you'll see a lot of the progress video content will be dubbed over. I find that I'm rushed and don't know entirely what to say or get around to saying everything that I want to say. But yeah, so this is my account. I'm happy to have it back, and I went down like 7 ranks on the highest scores at the account lockdown. So I am currently rank 55, but pretty sure that I can get back up to rank 50 in the next month if I just do some quick skills. Obviously, EHP won't change too much, but getting the quick skills like summoning and archaeology done will definitely increase my rank quite a bit. But yeah, thanks for watching, and when I do eventually release the first progress video, I hope you enjoy it. Bye-bye.